Good morning, New York. Uh, this is the Jason Buford Show. I'm your host, Jason Buford. We have a special guest, Sportello, my guy.
What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? Where are you? Tell the people where you at right now.
We're in New Orleans. It's a
That's right.
beautiful 75-degree day on January 5th. So,
75 degrees.
yes, man. Yeah, it's great.
Lucky.
The summer's horrible here, but the winter's this is
Really? So lucky. Yeah.
it's the only place on earth where like February is the fun month because it's Mardi Gras and everything. So, yeah, it's special. But
You
yeah,
had
right
a
here in New Orleans.
yeah, you had a speaking of that, you had an interesting piece from last year because if I recall, the Super Bowl was in New Orleans.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you had an interesting piece about living in New Orleans
Yeah.
during Super Bowl week,
Yeah.
thus also Mardi Gras being part of that, and how
Yeah.
it kind of feels like it kind of gets like really transplant and touristy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was funny too because like the Super Bowl, I think I might have mentioned in the piece, but it was like the only time that it kind of felt like New Orleans was New York for a weekend, but then I realized it actually was like New Orleans had turned into LA, but just with people from New York. Like for one weekend only, like everything was like private buyout, the GQ party, like everyone had like the time appropriate fits on because we're like 5 to 10 years behind here. So it
Yeah.
was crazy. But yeah, it was like a surreal experience. And in general, it's like New Orleans is the behind the scenes battle here is always just like what the people in charge of the city are doing to package and present it and like push out the people who actually live here. So yeah, that was it was a fun piece to write, but that was a crazy fucking time.
One of the things too is like it's still a city to me that I think for a lot of people my age, we just think about Katrina,
Yes. Yeah.
and it still permeates, right? Like it's
Yeah.
still this kind of like trauma that flows through it. But the people who run the city, they've done like, to their credit, they've done in their capitalist terms, they've done a really good job of like making like, doing things to make the city, more palpable for tourists.
Yeah, I mean, it's we just this August was the 20th anniversary. So
Yeah.
like there's been a lot of Katrina shit happening down here and I think like what is interesting now that you brought it up is like basically every not every but most political issues in the city all stem back to Katrina, right?
Yeah.
Because in the effort to rebuild the city there was a very like super explicit and not at all wink wink effort to rebuild white New Orleans and not black New Orleans. And the biggest crises today are housing, for instance, is because everyone who lived in Connecticut could buy up a house for like pennies on the dollar after Katrina, make it an Airbnb, push people out. You have Katrina babies coming of age who have been like mad traumatized and their lives were completely upended. And so it really is like it's not wrong to think of Katrina when you think of New Orleans. Like it still is like it's Katrina's city in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's the 9/11 for New Orleans, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And it's a different thing than 9/11 because 9/11 is considered this American tragedy for obvious reasons, for obviously jingoistic, patriotic reasons. But like New York shaped like the way New York is now, that's a direct throw line from 9/11. Like
Yeah.
you can really like directly place 9/11 and be like, okay, this is why New York is now. The justification, the way that New York is now in the image of America, as opposed to just like random city in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all 9/11 stuff. And Katrina feels that way for New Orleans, right? It
Yeah,
feels like
totally.
that type of similar American tragedy that thus affected the way the city was for a particular type of person, aka people of color, right? Aka like
A
black people.
hundred percent.
Yeah.
And it was also like, I mean, the thing people were saying, I think dude, I've read so many articles even this year, 20 years after being like, should we have saved New Orleans, et cetera? Because it's like difference between Katrina and 9/11 is hurricanes keep happening here. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
and back then, I think a huge justification for spending all the money to save the city was its quote unquote culture, right?
Right.
Jazz, tourism, Bourbon Street, French Quarter. And so, yeah, you're not wrong to note how the way the city was remade all kind of depends on that justification. The same way New York was remade in the whole like "We Are America" bullshit that one day led to Jalen Brunson.
Right. Literally.
One day, yeah, like Josh Hart is like a
Right.
post 9/11 hooper. Like he really, but yeah, it's really there's a lot of parallels there for sure.
For sure, for sure. So you are a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Unfortunately, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, for the audience, I grew up in Jersey, so I'm a tried and true Nets fan. I made the commute. I didn't switch over when they moved.
Yeah, so you like, I mean, you probably remember like Continental Airlines Arena.
Oh hell yeah!
I went to this game when I was really young. This is like I was
Yeah.
like maybe 4 or 5 years old. It's Iverson versus J Kidd, and Iverson dropped like 50. And I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
hear the PA announcer be like, "Allen Iverson, that's Allen
yeah.
Iverson." The Continental Airlines Arena, yeah, that was a classic.
It was crazy. Yeah, that was obviously when I first started seeing them and stuff. I was
Yeah.
out there the other day because I went to the that crazy mall they built out there,
Oh
the
yeah,
American Dream. Yeah, my girlfriend and I were supposed to go to Paris. Our flights got canceled, and we're like, we're gonna switch up on them 180, and we went to the American Dream Mall instead. But it was good laying eyes on the Continental. I guess it's the eyes on now, but same old. It was
yeah,
good
that's
seeing.
right, that's right. Yeah, they made it to the Azad Center. So when you watch, talk to me about this Nets team, right? You have the Manosphere athlete Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
You know, you have the Manosphere athlete Michael Porter Jr. You could call them the Israeli Nets if you wanted to.
Yeah. The Brooklyn Netanyahu's.
Yeah. Cam, you still got Cam Thomas. Like, talk to me about the team. Talk to me about the team. How you feel about that?
So I'm a negative Nets fan. Like they've given me nothing but negativity for the majority of my life, and I came into this year basically questioning like why I'm even a fan, right? Like my whole gimmick going into this year was there was the Israel shit, there's the fucking Manosphere stuff, and there's also just like the Nets didn't tank last year, and they should have, and they fucked up the draft, in my opinion. And so I was all the way burnt out. And I have to say, I like the team. Like I have fun watching the games. It kind of like there's a theory I wanna drop for you in a second where basically I think basketball is in a good balance when the Knicks are good and the Nets are scrappy but with no expectations.
Yes.
And it feels like we're settling into that area right now. Like every Nets fan, the most fun they've had since they moved to Brooklyn was that 1 year where everyone was dancing on the sidelines. They won like one playoff game against the Sixers, but like the vibes were good and everyone was happy. And
was that the year D'Lo was the starter?
It was the D'Lo year. Yeah. And like Jared Dudley was starting. It was a fucking mess, but like they had fun. Everyone was having a good time. And like, there's gonna always be part of me that's like long term. I think what the Nets are doing is a little crazy right now because they're winning games. Like they're not, I'm not making a play and push, but they're gonna end up probably getting like the 8th pick in the draft. And I think in 5 years, I'm gonna be like, why didn't we sell out for like DeBonce or Boozer? But day in, day out.
Boozer private school hoops.
Yeah, bro, he is. It's crazy. It's like, and every time I watch that guy, for the record, I get told he's this generational prospect, and I just see like Andre Drummond. Like I don't see it as much, but I guess that's a story for another time. But yeah, all in, I'm having fun watching them. It's fun to root for rookies. And what the liberal media doesn't tell you is that Michael Porter Jr. is a damn fun hooper. Like he's easily my favorite Net I've rooted for since Kevin Durant. Like on the court to be clear.
No, his jump shot is like such a wet shot. It kind of
incredible.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of a right-handed Michael Redd, where it's like, he's a shooter, but like his shot is like it's a generally like just like you could teach a DVD video, a structural video on that jump shot. Like it's
100%. And like he's a fascinating guy for me for like a lot of reasons. Like obviously there's the fact that he can't get out his own way on podcasts and shit. And that's fascinating to me in its own right, because like the type of stuff he says I associate with like losers and suckers. And I'm like, you're this multimillionaire who's like won championships. Like, what is the allure to you of fucking, whatever, Aiden Ross? Right. But he's also just like, even on court, he's interesting psychologically because it like, he was supposed to be a stud before he gets hurt, right? And he's got his ring now. He has played second fiddle to the best basketball player in the world. He's made his money. And it is interesting because it's like, you look at all these guys who go to the league, not everyone's going to win a ring. Not everyone's going to get the bag. He got both. And now he's kind of just like liberated, like he really does seem to enjoy what he does. He keeps his head up. He seems to actually like leading the team. Yeah. And he gets done dirty by all the clips because there's like a million clips of him shooting over like triple teams. But like, he's not a selfish player with this young team. Like the offense is structured around him, but guys are growing around him. It's not like he's a pass first guy, but like he's not Cam Thomas. And
No,
I think like the meme is that he is, but he's, oh my God, there's like a world of difference.
he spent time playing for a Nuggets team that was constantly competing, like consistently every perennial year competing. There's no way you can play on a team like that and then take those habits and have different habits elsewhere, right?
No,
you learn
100%.
these habits, right?
Yeah, like he has formative years there.
Like the habits that you get in your first couple of years, you take that to different places, you know? And he's been able to do that. Whenever I watch the Nets, I'm so shocked at how good he is.
Yeah, man. And I think that was the habits thing was my biggest worry going into the year, because it's like they drafted 5 rookies. I mean, we can get to that, I guess, but like they're developing under Michael Porter Jr., Nick Claxton, who's got like, he wants to be an opium. He's got like a little punk lip tat, and he's a crash out. And then Cam Thomas, who's just like the craziest basketball player on earth. And so I was like, on top of everything else, these guys are going to end up being like the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. And to their credit, MPJ and Claxton have been like grown-ups. You know, they've been adults in the room. And so, yeah, I think any Nets fan you ask, their response would just be, you know, all 6 of us, to be like, it has been a surprisingly fun year. Like, I'm locked in for every game. Like, my girlfriend knows like all the Russian and Israeli players, all that shit. Like, we're really like, this year's been fun. It's been good.
Yeah. There's always a weird vibe when it comes to Nets and ownership. Like Prokhorov, like think about like how evil Prokhorov was. Like, I don't think we even thought those things, because the Obama era NBA is so different in terms of so different in terms of the fandom and what it is now. It's completely different. So I don't know if we were even thinking about things like that, Ben. Plus, I was like in high school, so I was
yeah.
You know, you're not as woke as you think you are in high school.
No. I never forget. I mean, Prokhorov, I loved that guy because he was. I mean, yeah, like he's one of those guys who it's like such a historical accent, like the Obama era NBA, but also like, you know, if he's the owner in like, you know, 10 years from then, and we're like freezing Russian assets, like he would have had to sell a fucking team. But I'll never forget when
you had that city under new management game.
Yeah.
In 2013, against the Knicks in November.
Yep.
It's like Darren Williams, Gerald Wallace, Joe Johnson versus Melo, Tyson Chandler. I think Melo dropped like 40, but he shot the ball. Like
those were great games too.
Yeah, that regular season, they had 4 great games that was regular season.
Yes.
I remember like the city under new management stuff
with like that like blue ass poster with Jay-Z's like it's like a truly pre-AI poster too. You know, it's almost like in the lab making that. But I will never forget when they were building that team. You know, like the Unk squad when they moved in 2013 and thought they could like peel off fans from the Knicks and made that terrible trade for all the old Celtics. They brought Kirilenko on board too, and I remember being so excited about it at the time, but thinking like, how the fuck are we going to pay this guy? And Kirilenko was like kind of washed, but like still AK-47. And I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but like I want to say he signed for the MLE or some shit. Like it was like way under market value. And in retrospect, I'm like, if anyone cared to look, that's the first Ballmer Kawhi tree planting story. Like Prokhorov, 100% wired like, you know, 40 million to his family in Russia. Like that was absolutely an under the table Russia thing that like if anyone cared to ask, I don't know. It was just the Obama era NBA. You could just do shit.
No one was thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah, bro. We weren't woke yet.
So excited to be rooting for players that they didn't think were gonna do Mouse in a Palace type antics.
Exactly. Everyone was wearing like the short sleeve jersey shirts and
right.
Like, it was just like skinny jeans.
That's just part of the tunnel.
That's the tunnel fits. Yeah.
Like, it's
like
the
Russ in those glasses.
Right. It's the Harlem Shake. Remember the Harlem Shake Miami Heat thing too? Like that era it feels like a completely different era. It's like
it randomly feels like Will Smith raps kind of. You know what I mean? Like
I was listening for some reason. I was like listening to Nas. Like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this sounds like jazz. Like I actually can't really listen to this anymore.
Yes.
It sounds like jazz, you know?
Just changes so much.
Yeah, it's like rap just sounds completely different.
Yeah, it's like where the fuck are the 808s, bro?
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, why is this guy rapping hard? Like, it's like melodies. Give me melodies about spending. Give me yeet melodies. Right? What is this? You know, and that's what Obama NBA kind of feels like.
100%.
You can cut a timeline between Bush era NBA and Obama becomes president, and that type of NBA. Like there was something in the air where they found their kind of figurehead, and like the players were like, "Oh wow, okay, Obama's in president. Okay, we can be like, we can make the NBA into this like black elitist league, and people will love it,
100%.
right? Silicon Valley will love it, and all these different things. And in a way, it's not to get to Dasha and Anna, but in a way, I think it, in a way, I think it alienated a certain type of person, but also that person never likes the NBA anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it doesn't, you know what I mean? So like, who cares? But it did alienate a certain kind of fan, I think. But that era is like, it's absolutely crazy to talk about.
It was also like, all the blog shit is like really catching on then. Like the league got nerdier too. You know, like who was covering it, who was into it, like
Free Darko, Grantland, like all those, that's like the seeds to everything, right?
Yeah, everyone like soy facing over like League Pass and shit. You know what I mean? Like that is all, and it was too. Like, I mean, not to shade KD, or I'm comfortable shading Kobe, but not to shade KD, but like the faces of the league being LeBron and Steph are like, LeBron has always been like an Obama stand-in to me. And then Steph was this kind of like Twinkie tech stand-in before tech was evil to us, you know, like it was just like this big liberal happy paradise. But
yeah. I mean, I always compare LeBron to Jay-Z, right? Like they're similar in terms of like their ideas of what success is in this country, you know, and like, and I mean, LeBron just happens to also just be the GOAT. Like he's just such an incredible talent as a player. In the same way, like Prime Hove is, you know, was as a rapper, but like the ideas between them is like Obama and LeBron, they feel so connected. Like
100%.
him calling Obama
in the bubble,
that shit is like,
you
know, like that shit is evil, but it's like it makes sense. Like to him, like 44 is he's something to aspire to, right? Like it's not about the politics so much as he's something to aspire to.
Yeah.
And like I think the rest of the league was kind of, you know, similar to that. I interviewed Dwayne Wade for a CR Fashion book.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, you know, talk to me about like the change between the dress code era and then what you guys kind of did. And he was like, yeah, we like kind of flipped this idea. And what I should have responded with, yeah, but like, were you guys aware about how racially, literally, it's like how racist the dress code is.
Yeah.
You know, and like, but I never asked. Cause like, you know, you get caught up in like,
yeah.
And
you're not trying to press him on like structural racism.
Try to press him on. Yeah, I should just be trying to talk to him about it, like Dirk Nowitzki. Their beef in 06. But yeah, no, it feels like an entirely different league than what we're watching now.
Yes, and like. What interests me so much is like, because I'm sure we're going to talk about the Knicks at some point, and just like in general, the feel of the league right now. Like, I think there's two things happening. Obviously, there's like the foreignness, right, which just like injects a different like swag or lack thereof because it's like not very legible to us, you know, as like Americans who are used to like a certain type of presentation of an NBA star, but. It feels like we're in this like third wave right now where you go from the dress code being this like obviously racist top down imposition, right, to like quote unquote clean up the league, where now it does feel like social media and like the branding of players, where each player is like tasked with branding themselves rather than getting the Nike deal and doing the brand through them. Like it's like the like surveillance, like the dress code has like been deputized onto each player to enforce it among one another. You know, like the cop is in everyone's head now. You know, it's like this, it's this bottom up sterilization rather than top down. Like it's not like the league telling anyone other than like John Morant that you can't wild out anymore. It's like no one even has like that impulse, you know, it's very, people are very media trained, you know,
extremely media trained, right? Like there's not one player besides you say Ja, and even Ja, I think feels like someone who's like regurgitating something he might have seen as a kid reading Slam magazine. He doesn't actually feel that way.
Yeah.
Like there's something weird going on with Ja where you're like, are you like that or are you a crash out? Right? Like which one are you? You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's like he's not authentic. He has like a personality disorder.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He was I don't know if you saw this, but he was like walking. They played the Knicks, and he was like walking to the tunnel. It's just fucking like Knicks fan is just like, Ja, come to New York. And he's like, nah, I'm cool. I remember sending it to my boy, and I was like, yeah, we're cool too, man. Trust me.
I love the idea of Ja coming to New York because he would like 100% be Mamdani's first crisis. You know, like that's like the first thing Zoran would have to like get in hot water about. It's like not the Elizabeth Street Garden anymore. It's like Ja's antics.
Yeah. He can't. He would no longer be doing the. He did this in his first speech.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He did do that for a second, but for like a split second, it was kind of like it was like the same plausible deniability as like Elon with the salute.
He did a good job of not overselling it. He did a really good job of not overselling that. So, like everything Brunson does, that celebration's not like.
He's got to figure that one out.
I know. Well, so he like I keep on in my head wondering, does it matter to have a franchise player that I like that can like rap, I don't know, like pop smoke with me, or does it matter to just have a franchise player who's like good and quote unquote responsible? You know, like what am I actually going for here? I find that when I talk to people who complain about Brunson, they're music people first,
yes,
sport people second.
Yeah.
What I'm realizing by myself at age 30, as I'm 20, I turned 30 in a few days. So what I'm realizing is I think that I am probably sports first and music second.
Sure.
So I don't think I care that much that Brunson's like not that cool.
Yeah.
But when he posts like Empire State of Mind, I'm just like, it's just like, bro,
it's
like
troublesome.
I know he's really uncool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a new thing, right? Because like, I don't know. We're both Yankees fans. Like, it's not like maybe I'm being ungenerous, but I feel like if the golden years of our lifetime Yankees teams had fucking Instagram and shit, like I don't think Derek Jeter was moving that sick. Like he had swag because he was kind of this vacuum, right? And because
he's just like handsome, you know what I mean?
He's handsome, yeah, and like probably like
Sinatra. I always say, like, I always compare Jeter to Sinatra. It's just like Sinatra. It's like,
yeah,
are you that sick? Probably
no,
not.
You're like a pretty boy under the lights, you know? And like Brunson's not pretty, which is that's a bummer, but he can't change that. I think the box braids, like he could switch up his swag a little bit, but like you can't change how you look, right? But
right.
I also think part of it is a little bit of overexposure because it's like, you don't, I don't know, I'm of two minds of this, but like you don't need to want to like hang out with your star, you know. Again, I just said my favorite net since KD is Michael Porter Jr. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine you and Michael Porter Jr. looking up.
Oh, bro, I don't even know what we would talk about. He'd see right through me. But
you could definitely talk Drake.
We would talk Drake, yeah. But then he would start talking females, and I would get a little sweaty. Like I have been trying for a long time to interview him as a sidebar, but the Nets don't want any more microphones in front of him.
I tried to as well. I asked one of his agents this summer, and they declined, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, bro. Every adult in the room is like, no more of that. But I mean, I think like I'm curious just how you feel about this Knicks team. You know, how's the season been? The cup? How we feeling about the cup?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised about how much I wanted to win the cup.
Yeah, I fuck with the cup. The cup's cool.
Yeah. No, I was surprised. I watched it at A Beam's house.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun night. I was very surprised how much I wanted to win it. It was a really good win. Yeah. I like Coach Brown.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, the thing about Thibodeau, I think, is what I realized is I used to say to other people that I'm having a lot of fun, like watching the Knicks now because we're winning. But actually, now that Brown's a coach, I realized that actually wasn't fun.
Yeah,
Like Brown putting Tyler Kolek in the game, he put Kevin McCullers Jr. in the game against the Hawks. Like he played like 20 minutes. I was like, crazy. Yeah, like Clarkson, all those guys, all these like ragtag players that he puts in the game to like give Brunson a breather, give OG a breather, give Chris a breather. Like those guys wouldn't have been playing with Tibbs.
They're not sniffing the court with Tibbs. Yeah.
They don't see the court.
Yeah. Well, because that's why, like, I feel like my knock on Tibbs is I feel like I said this before, but like as a fan, there's one team that's going to win the championship, right? And like it just can't be the case that 29 other fan bases are miserable, right? Like you find your joy in different ways, right? Like maybe it's the cup, maybe it's like, you know, if I have an overperforming Nets team and they're fun enough and the rookies grow, that's a good season. I had fun. And like Tibbs to me, from a fan perspective, like misunderstands the regular season because he's spamming those same 7 guys. And it's like, what I love about the regular season is like some random guy going off, or like your Tyler Kolek arc or whatever, or like the Jordan Clarkson game, like the type of shit that like doesn't happen when you're under like a fucking tyrant, you know?
Right. He doesn't. Yeah, I mean, and I think us as fans and Bulls fans did this as well, and then we started doing this when he first got hired. You start to win because that's all he thinks about. It's like, oh, we got to win tonight.
Yeah,
but then you realize, okay, it's still stagnant. So yeah, you're winning more games, but it's still like a very like stagnant level of basketball.
Yeah.
Whereas Brown, we're winning games because we're very, very good, but also he's putting different guys in a game. Like it's much more fun to watch a team than it's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's like part of being a fan is dreaming, right? And like Tibbs, you dream smaller because you've seen it, right? Like the best case scenario, you're seeing every night. And like he's a floor raiser, but I don't, you know.
Look, Portland will hire him. Someone will hire him next year, right? Portland or whatever team will hire him next year. And they'll win. And they'll start winning games. But they don't, you know, that's all they'll start doing, right? Like, unless he's got, I mean, unless you're putting him with, you know, the greatest players in the league, like, he just, you know, he's just like one of those coaches. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels crazy to say this about a coach, but like he's kind of a winning merchant. You know, it's like your job is to win. So like that feels unfair to say, but like you know what I mean.
No, I know. It's like, no, it's winning to the detriment of everything else.
Yes. Yeah. Like he like legitimately doesn't like, you don't think moral victories are real until like you watch a Tibbs coach team and you're like, actually, like there need to be moral victories too.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like DeLon Wright gets in game 3 of the Indiana series in the Eastern Finals last year, right? Like DeLon Wright gets in, Shamet gets in. And it's like, oh, wait, these guys are NBA basketball players. They can play basketball.
100%.
What do you like, oh, what do you know? These guys like actually can play basketball. You know what I mean? Like, I get like they're not as good as Josh Hart. I get like he's in love with Josh Hart. He's a Swiss Army knife, etc. Like I understand all those things. I get it. I get OG, you know, I get Bridges has to play all these different things. But like, oh, wait. Other guys are NBA basketball. Like if you're an NBA basketball player, you can play basketball.
Yeah, you're not there accidentally. And you might be in a better position to contribute in the postseason if you fucking played more than 5 minutes a game. You know what I mean?
Exactly. If you played more in the regular season. Yeah. It's just,
bro. Like no one's watching in January. Like you get crazy in January. Like it's all good.
It is a marked difference on how much more fun it is to watch a team this year than it was in previous years. And it's because like I don't even think Brown's a great coach. I think he's a solid coach.
I mean, he's Mike Brown. Like
you know, the Knicks job is a politician job.
Yes.
I remember when I was listening to Cookies Hoops and they were talking about like, you know, they wanted like, who's the math whiz? I was texting Dietrich about it too. And he's like, who's the math whiz? And I was like, it's yes, but it's like the Knicks coaching position. It's a politician job.
You can't be the math whiz.
Like Leon Rose doesn't talk to the media. So the head coach has to be the interpreter of everything the Knicks are trying to do. And that's what the job is.
Yes.
And Tibbs, and honestly, to Tibbs' credit, he was actually very good at that job.
Yeah.
That portion of the job, he was actually very good at. Like, I actually was shocked at how much of a politician Tibbs was compared to what I heard about in Minnesota and Chicago. I was surprised by like how, you know, he's a good front face for an organization. Tom Thibodeau, he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his own thing. He's got his like little sly sense of like white dad humor. He's got, you know, I understand his.
He also just like looks like that. Like the way he looks is kind of sick. Like,
he's like looks like a hobbit. Like it's
Like you kind of want your coach to look like that. It's like what the fuck's going on with that guy? Yeah, you know what I mean?
You want your coach to look like he does not talk to any chicks ever.
Oh, absolutely, no. He's not gonna get himself into any trouble off the court. You know, like that guy is locked in.
No Sharon Moore character. You want that. But it's just a market difference on how, on how Brown is coaching. And Brown is also a politician, but it's like he's definitely somebody who got the job because he was willing to do other things.
Sure.
And like I remember people questioning why they're firing him. I was like, Leon Rose and him are like genuinely very close.
Yeah.
If he's okay with firing Tibbs, then like they must have really felt that they could have won last year.
There's a good reason. I mean, they could have.
They probably could have.
They could have.
Yeah.
So the other thing I got to ask you about is how you feel about the Giannis shit. Because I'll tell you as a Nets fan and as a in good fun, Knicks hater, it brings me a little bit of joy because I don't fucking like Mikal Bridges. I don't like that guy for a number of reasons. But watching him potentially clog a Giannis trade is it's a little bit of karmic come up for him, which I'm enjoying right now.
He's been better this year than he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I will give Bridges some credit in that Celtics series, we don't win without his defense.
He was great. Yeah. He sealed like at least one of those games, right? He steal off Brown, right?
Yeah, the steal off Brown and then the block shot in game 2 too. Yeah. He struggled offensively last year, which I'll blame Thibodeau for.
Sure.
But he's played better, I think, this year, and I think he's I do like Bridges a lot more. The thing about the Giannis trade, so here's the thing, right? Like I saw a few Knicks fans saying this online, like it reminds them of Melo and stuff like that. Giannis is like a much better player than Carmelo Anthony.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Like if that's the case, like if we actually did make that trade and we and the whole roster left or whatever, like it would be better this time around.
Yeah, him and Brunson, like that's a championship contender right there. Yeah. Like it doesn't even matter.
Because Giannis is so fucking good.
Yes.
So it would be a lot different than the Melo trade, right?
Yeah.
But I understand people's reaction to not wanting to do it. Like it sucks. Like trading OG is one of my favorite players of all time.
He's the man. I mean, OG
is awesome.
He's great.
There's times where like he doesn't shoot the ball well, and he's not, his scoring he's not like the type of guy who instinctively like wants to score. Like you can tell that guy on the court who instinctively like wants to get a bucket. Brunson's like that. He instinctively just wants to get a bucket.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
Yeah, OG isn't like that.
Yeah.
But he can do it, and like when OG's shooting well, and when his offense is like, it's great. Like he's a great player to watch. He's excellent defensively. Mike Veracco, the NY Post columnist, he said like he thinks that OG is like the best defender in Knicks history. And like people were like, "Oh, what about like Clyde Frazier?" And I was like thinking, like, I obviously never saw Clyde all those guys, but I was thinking, like, yeah, I mean, OG's like that good defensively.
He's incredible.
He's incredible.
I mean, yeah, like he's incredible. My only knock with OG is I'm tired of the gimmick with that gymnast. What's her name?
Oh, Shooty Lee.
yeah, I've had enough of that. Well, this is like a funny piece of personal lore, but I went to college with the original courtside baddie of the Jordan Poole meme. And so now every time we see like downstream derivative courtside baddie conversations, I'm just like, I've had up to here with the courtside baddie.
I think though, so there was Anne Hathaway had like a thing with where like he like I think dove for a ball or something like that and like ran as Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway moment? That's crazy. The Nets did beat the Nuggets last night with Emrata in attendance. So there is like it's real, but it's like how everyone would talk for like years and years and years about like betting on the under on Christmas Day or whatever. It's like, we fucking get it. Like enough. No more courtside baddies.
It wasn't that there was a big thing with Kendall Jenner too when she was dating Ben Simmons. Yeah, there was like that big thing too.
It's just too much. But I like I said, my beef with Bridges is that he clearly asked to go to the Knicks, and like that's the one no for a Nets guy, especially one who like, it would have been a nightmare had they done this, but they were propping him up as the franchise player, which was fucking insane. Like that guy's not a franchise player, but like I'm grateful he's gone. I'm grateful we got the picks for him.
Half of that year he had where he shot the ball crazy for the Nets.
Insane. Yeah, he looked like KD. Yeah, it was crazy. But like I'll never fully be able to forgive him for that. But at the same time, of the Nova guys, I'm not counting Dante anymore because Dante's cool in my book, and he's also gone. Really cool, But personality-wise, he's easily the best of the three, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like he doesn't do the corny shit that Hart and Brunson
is
do.
like.
Hart's horrible, bro. Hart's Elon Musk. Like he's just like this like fucking like Reddit guy. Like he's always doing some like he thinks like he's still on like pause humor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's on some like, oh no, you just said that? Like, pause, bro. Like, it's just like, give me a fucking break. I can't stand Hart.
Yeah, no, Hart sucks.
Yeah. But like
so I mean, as we were talking about, like in terms of New York, like they are the team for what New York is currently.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like there's a reason why I think they wanted to sign Brunson to have him be the franchise player, and it's not just because he's as good as he is.
No.
It's also because he fits a certain type of aesthetic that I think the Knicks have bought into when it comes to the city, right?
Yeah.
Like the Knicks have. I actually think this is quite brilliant on James Dolan's part, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of fixed a lot, not fixed rather, but it's kind of, and some the Sphere's part of this too. But at one point, Dolan's issues were like so loud that it was
dude.
It was part of the whole thing of being a fan.
Everything. It was everything.
It was just the Charles Oakley fight,
his fucking band.
The weird Spike Lee thing that was like kind of, they like figured it out, but that was like kind of a weird thing. Spike was so angry.
Dude, Dolan's front, like it was all Dolan.
Yeah, his issues were like they were so deafening. Deafening is the word. They're so deafening. And what I think he did was, okay, sign Leon Rose. It was the Tibbs hire. It was that COVID year where people have started to move back to the city. So you started to get these frat bros moving back to the city.
Yep.
Fuck Trae Young stuff.
All the side talk shit. Yeah.
Side talk shit. That stuff completely changed fandom. And then you sign Brunson, who's this perfect kind of like politician face. Like it just he's not.
Yeah.
We talked about it. He's not dashingly handsome like Jeter. You know what I mean? But he still has that kind of like grit idea, but he's also like a Catholic school boy from the suburbs.
Yeah. A coach's dad. I mean, coach's kid.
I think his mom roomed with Kobe's sisters at Temple.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. That's the story. His mom was Kobe's sister's roommate. And so like
he's like NBA deep state. Like
I know. It's like big deep state NBA DNA stuff. Yeah. Brunson's like an unimportant Knicks player, but like his agent was Leon Rose. Like that's all.
They said like the Manchurian candidate word, and he became an all-star. Like they're just waiting for him. They're like, not in Dallas, not yet.
Yeah, it's like kind of just, it's crazy. It's crazy type of like generational. You'll never have these like insane web of connections ever again.
Yes, I mean it's also like it's like the same way you could never plan for like this like fucking COVID to happen and like reshape the city. Like it's also it's not to compare apples and oranges, but like it's insane what happened with Brunson too. Like his trajectory. I think like whenever I'm hating on him too much, I do want to take a step back and I'm like, he's this like short guy who just became like, I don't want to put a number on it, but a top guy in the NBA. Yeah. Right? Like
he's a great player to watch.
Great player.
Yeah.
He's a great guy to root for. Like he will get you a bucket in the crunch, right? He's not going to get the front office in any trouble. Like he's a dream player for a franchise. I feel like. Yeah.
He's great. I also think like what's underrated about him is how actually fun he is to watch.
Yeah.
Like he's got moves, he's got different kinds of moves, he's got counter moves. Like he's like if you're like a pure ball guy, Brunson's just like such a fun player to
he's tough as shit. He bangs around. He's like really gritty, but like it is also hard to ignore the fact that like him being the face of that team feels like this like weird like passing off the Knicks to like the people who can afford the tickets now. You know what I mean? Like he feels like him, Hart, both feel like they should live in Murray Hill. Like they really are like there's
Hudson
a lot of
Yards, Murray Hill.
Exactly. For all we talk about like the West Village girls, like he's a fucking Hudson Yards, Murray Hill guy, and like that kind of sucks, but also it's like how much does that suck? How much does that matter? I don't know if it keeps people up at night,
Yeah.
There's cool guys on that team. I like Cat. I think Cat's cool. Like I think Cat cracks me up, bro. That's really funny.
Yeah. I think Cat can be cool at times. I think Cat's cooler than a lot of the the Draymond type of people like to make him seem. You know what I mean?
And I think Cat's cool because like he gets bullied. Like he like reminds me of like
human. He's startlingly human. Yes.
It's like all the like really. It's like you fuck with like someone cool when you're like 35. You find out they got bullied in high school. You're like, damn, like why are they bullying you? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about Cats sometimes.
He's startlingly like a very human person.
Very human. Do you remember when he like cheated on Wordle? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Dude, it was it's so funny. Really it was like back when everyone was like doing Wordle and like posting Wordle on Twitter and shit. He was on the Wolves at the time. And he like, he posted his grid or whatever. And someone like went back and like did the math and was like, what he posted wasn't possible. You know what I mean? Like it's like the greens he did, and it's like very clear that he like deleted 2 lines to look like he got it in like 4 rather than. And it's like, bro, you're in the NBA. Like, why are you like cheating on Wordle? But like, I like that. It's very human, very relatable.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He doesn't always look the coolest on the court.
No, dude, he's got like bad posture, and he like
He's got
like,
he complains to the refs a lot. He's like an
Yeah.
AAU kid who's like just learning how to compose himself on the court.
yes,
And your coach is like,
100%.
fix your body language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He is one of those like I have like a tier of players
He
in
should
the
have
league.
goggles. Like Cat should wear goggles.
100%.
If Cat wore goggles, I think he would make more sense to people.
Yes. But like, that type of player who should be in that like Julian Newman style AAU jersey, like Cat's number should be like 330. You know what I mean? Like he should be dunking on kids as like 7 whistles are going off at a time. And
when Cat gets super tired in the game and he like throws it at his own basket because he's just like he's so tired that he's like doesn't really
like that's the type of shit he should be on. I like that because it's very like I also fuck with like because he has like no swag, but it like doesn't bother me. Like remember when they did that like I forget what publication does it, but it's like your New York spots. Like it's kind of like one of those like
and New York Mag, like New York Mag, right?
New York Mag, yeah. And it's like Cat's New York, and he was on some like Yankee Stadium. It was like
I love that.
It was like wait, I'm gonna see if I can find it. It was. Oh, I googled it. It's gonna just show me Katz's, but it was. I think he might have said Katz's. Like it was like that level, like on some like Radio City.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, yeah. It was for the New York Times. Number 1, Yankee Stadium. 2, Polo Bar. 3, Comedy Cellar. 4, Dover Street Market, and then 5, I think I'm getting paywalled out of it. But it's like so bullshit.
That was the epitome of 2025 New York and 2025 America. I'm getting paywalled out of it.
Wait, it's like sorry,
Polo Bar, Comedy Cellar. Wait, I'm getting paywalled.
Yeah, I can't get in.
That's so funny. Comedy Cellar as
I mean, it's like I'm Cat. I'm going to comedy. You got to check out Comedy Cellar. You know what I mean? Like I fuck with that guy.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's really funny. I just don't. If they trade for Giannis, I would understand. Like Giannis is so good. I also think Giannis is similarly very uncool. So
dude, he sucks.
Giannis sucks. Giannis is not cool.
Sucks. Remember when he would just be like I just got to America and like I love smoothies. Like he was on some like smoothie shit.
He also remember the whole thing where he was like they lost against Miami when they were the 1 seed, and they were like, "It's not a failure. Like, how could you? Like, how is it going to be a failure?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I was Giannis. Honestly, like, the 1 seed should never be losing to the AFC. Let's be honest here.
It was
like, let's be real. Like, it felt like anti-comp. It felt like you never want the player to be. And I'll talk about Jokic soon, but like, you never want the player to be like too into competition on some like weird Kobe shit.
Sure.
But you also don't want you to lie. And I think that was straight up him lying. Like,
yeah,
that's a failure, Giannis. Come on, you're not happy with losing to the Miami Heat, the 8th seed. Like, you're not happy about that.
It felt like the poll. Remember, like back in the 2010s when LeBron gave his like, "You guys still have to go back to your shitty lives" speech.
That's a great speech.
That's a great speech. And this felt like the opposite of that. Right? It's like all of our lives are kind of shitty, and I don't know, we have fun, and like life's about more than winning and losing. It's like you can't fucking say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I hated that.
That LeBron press conference is it's the coolest thing
the coolest press conference he's ever done. It's the
greatest thing he's ever done.
Arguably the only time we've ever seen real LeBron. You know what I mean? Like mask off, pissed off.
That is actually, I think, who he is.
Yes.
We've seen it in games he's played, like that Game 6 Celtic game where like he literally during warmups and then like before the game, I remember being like, "Yo, he's like not well. He's like not smiling at all. Yeah. He's like clearly just like here to kill people." And like the 2016 Warriors, like that final 5, 6, 7 games, he was like that too. Just like
he was like a people killer. Yeah,
he was just possessed. But like you never saw that in like the press conferences after he lost against Dallas in 2011. That was I think you're right. Like that's actually who he is. Where he just actually don't care about anything.
And he's also just like it just shows how much of a psycho competitor he is.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, fuck it, I beat you guys. You know what I mean? Like it was like
life, fam.
Yeah, I beat you guys. I love that speech. I think that's one.
It's the greatest speech ever. Yeah,
it's better than the practice shit. It really is.
It's Jay-Z on Imaginary Players. Like the end of Imaginary Players. He's just he's like 30 to 40 gram cocksucker beat it. Like what are you talking about? Like that's what that version was. That for
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. That shit was nuts. But I mean, Giannis to me like would be similar to what we have now, which is like really great but like kind of uncool players.
Totally.
Look, if they did it, cool. Like, I would get it.
Yeah.
I'm also like happy with the way the team's constructed.
Yeah.
But I implore Knicks fans, like, stop comparing it to the Melo trade. It's a
it's a different universe.
Yeah,
it's a different universe.
That Melo trade, like I love Melo, but that Melo trade is a different type of animal.
Yeah, 100%.
Really different. Yeah. That Melo trade is a trade to put people in the seats. This trade would be essentially to win a title, right? Like,
and for what it's worth, to make put people in the seats and like kind of create the mythology of New York basketball again. You know what I mean? Like Melo still is like the patron saint as far as I'm concerned. Like he kind of is. These guys are all like
he's really from West Baltimore, to be honest.
Yeah. But now he puts an end to the native New Yorker debate. Like if Melo's not a New Yorker, who is?
Yeah. I mean, you have to go to high school here, and he like is such a West. He moved to West Baltimore when he was like 7. You know what I mean? Like, he's a Baltimore guy. Also, like the Stop Snitching video, that's who Melo actually is.
100%.
That is who Melo actually is. Like like Melo's really really cool, and like I've interviewed Melo. I've seen Melo in person. Like he's a really cool guy.
Sure.
But like who Melo actually is the Stop Stitching video. Like that Stop Stitching video is like primitively who he is. He's just like, I'm a hood guy. I'm with my boys. I'm talking to this drug dealer on the corner who's talking about throwing my bronze Melo into the ocean. Like,
shit, bro. And I think the reality is that we see who the Nova guys are. Like, this is them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They have corny podcasts.
They are just corny. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's tough, but it's also this is the NBA that we're in. This is the city 100%. That we're now in.
Yeah, 100%.
So it is. I guess it is what it is. I cheer for corny guys, but luckily they're really good players, right?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're rooting for a team. Like you don't give a fuck about the brand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a New York Knicks fan. I don't really care about the brand and how you know what I mean. I don't work for the team.
You don't get money when the jerseys sell. Like it doesn't matter. That always cracks me up when Knicks fans are like getting hyped about like the ticket prices and shit. I'm just like, you don't need to do all this.
Yeah. Alphonse had a really great thing where it's like, it was during the playoffs and it was against the Sixers. So it was 2 years ago. And we were like or taking the train or whatever
going down to Philly or whatever.
Yeah. And behind, we're all behind the Knicks bench and the fans are going crazy. And I remember Alphonse was like, I mean, like, this isn't the pat on the back that we should do. Like these guys are like venture capitalist rich.
100%.
These guys are like really insanely rich.
Yeah.
And they live like wherever they live in the city and they're like insanely fucking rich.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do.
Yeah. And it's like a flex to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go like commute to a game. Like it's
And look, the Knicks fans travel. I'm not saying we don't travel. I'm not saying
for sure.
Like we have an amazing fan base. We really do. But
you really do. No, it is sincerely true.
Yeah, but that stuff is not like to be congratulated about, that there's like rich Knicks fans that can afford to sit behind the Knicks bench when we played the Sixers.
Yeah,
played the
100%
in Indianapolis. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that cool. Like,
it's like, oh shit, like she got her GoFundMe goal for her cancer treatment. It's like, bro, she should have health care. Like it's like it's not like a flex. Like I'm happy that happened.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. It's not. I was thinking about Jokic recently, right? Like,
let's hear it.
There was a film critic, the New York Man film critic. I think his name is Bleach, but I forgot how to pronounce his last name. So excuse me. but he tweeted how much he like loves Jokic because Jokic.
Oh, I know he's a Nets fan, by the way.
He's a Nets fan, right? Yes, he's a Nets fan. Yes, he is. Yes, and he tweeted that he loves Jokic because of how much different. He's the polar opposite. He's the antithesis of a lot of what the NBA athlete is now, which is like this capitalist branded athlete. Sure. And Jokic is like, I don't really care about any of these stuff. I like to kind of like, have a beer with my horses.
I like my horses. Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know. Do you think Jokic like, I remember tweeting at him. I was like, what, do you think Jokic is a socialist or something? Like, I don't like, some of it feels a little racist where it's like, I don't think Jokic is like, that guy is a psycho just like Shea is. Like Shea, his my whole life is consistent thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's out of the question for Jokic to say that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think people don't think critically enough about him, about how much of this is its own brand for its own reason. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that he's getting like some bag off of this horse gimmick, but like you don't become Jokic by not caring. Like you just don't, and like, I do think there's definitely a component of like race is definitely playing a role of like the people would not celebrate a black athlete who seemed like they didn't care. Yeah. Like they treat him like any Dominican player on the Yankees. You know what I mean? They'd be like, run out to first base. It would be some like, it would be
Robinson Cano.
Exactly. Yeah. They would be like, if Jokic were black, he'd get treated like Robinson Cano, but like, and so I don't think people are critical enough about it. And I feel like to be clear, he's an incredible player. Like this is not at all to do with his game, but like he gets talked about in a way that feels like this like relic of that Obama era basketball of like blog nerds. Like, oh my God, can you believe this? Like where the interesting to me is that this like fat slob who's a beast, like I like the fact that he is this like hulking menace who can kind of like manipulate all 10 players.
He's a better shape than people make it seem though.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's a much better, he's not Robert Tractor Trailer. Like
he can move and he gets the shit kicked out of him every game, like he's closer to like Tyson Fury, like
literally, yeah.
Like he doesn't look good. And I think it's interesting to think of athletes as not always being this like aesthetic goal because I wouldn't want to look like Jokic.
But like Shea, the thing with Shea is that he's like the most handsome guy.
Yeah, he's
right.
Gorgeous.
Like that's the thing with Shea, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like the whole family's like a pretty like handsome looking family too.
Yeah,
like, I've been around them. You know what I mean? Like it's like the whole thing is like that's the whole thing with him, right? But Jokic, as you talked about, like he's like not like a handsome looking guy. Plus, I think that encourages people to put these like things that they don't like about the league currently and project them onto him. But I don't think that he's like you know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, like I just don't really feel like he is out here like. He's not leading the union.
Oh hell no, bro! Like,
so it's like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah. I think it's kind of bogus. I think the telltale sign with Jokic is like he does this like slob gimmick act, but his brothers. Do you remember his brothers?
Yeah,
they're like trying to like fuck up the Morris twins or whatever. Like,
that is a great black versus white person fight that I would love to watch.
Oh my God.
Fuck Tyson and Jake Paul. Fuck that. Give me Morris twins and Jokic and
the Jokic brothers. Yeah.
Because the Morris twins are actually something serious too. Like they're actually serious ass dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like, there's like stuff from like when they're in Kansas that people will like always talk about. And like, wasn't the thing where they tried to fight the football team? They had like a beef with the football team.
I didn't know that.
Something like that. They had like a beef with the football team. And they were trying to like let me see. They were like, the football team and them they were like beefing or whatever. Marcus Morris versus football team. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Taking on football players. According to This was on Highly Questionable at one time.
Okay.
Over somebody who was on like the track team or something like that. Yeah.
They fought. That's like the Jimmy Butler going against the Timberwolves bench story, or like going with the Timberwolves bench story.
Yeah,
I love a good piece of myth making.
It's a great. I know that myth making is a great piece.
Yeah, it's just like I love it. Like the there's like a certain type of guy. I hesitate to call them a crash out in every case, but like the Morris twins, Jimmy, whatever, where like their myth making is basically the plot of 300. Like it's always some like we took them all on. And, like I love that being one of the like recognizable motifs in the NBA. It's beautiful to me.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's great. It's great. I mean, but I think Jimmy is like he's part of in that like little Kobe wing of just
100%.
Also, Jimmy's friends being Mark Wahlberg, like his celebrity friend being Mark Wahlberg is like so insane to me.
That's how you know he's like actually a crazy guy. You know what I mean? Like that's how you like can see through like I believe that he does the like Mark Wahlberg schedule where it's like wake up at 4:30, like pray 7 different times, like some like crazy shit. My other favorite Jimmy thing is him.
So I recently watched Four Brothers.
Dude, I've never seen Four Brothers.
Oh, Four Brothers is amazing. That movie is actually really incredible. Yeah, John Singleton's like, I mean, he was such a genius director, and so like it has like a black exploitation score. It's got like a lot of like really good like Detroit shots and Mark Wahlberg, Tyrese Gibson, Andre 3000, and I don't know who plays the younger brother, but they have great chemistry, incredible chemistry.
Incredible. I love the idea of like Jimmy watching Four Brothers and being like, I'm gonna keep checking it out though. Like, he does Patriot Day, whatever, and then he gets the Boogie Nights and just at the end of the movie calls Mark. It was like, yo, we gotta talk.
Yo, why'd you do that one?
Yeah. I gotta ask, is it real?
Jimmy loves The Departed. He loves The Departed. Jimmy Butler loves The Departed.
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of the last fake demon who I have a bone to pick with, who is Joe Mazzulla.
Oh,
because his shit where he's on some like I watch The Town every day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, you don't. And it's like, why is everyone
and he said that, which is like that's an audience you say that at,
Yeah, but it's like, why does everyone buy this shit? Like that's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like it feels like people really are looking for their archetypes of like crazy coach, like insane competitor, etc., and are really willing to overlook a lot to like get them in there. And I think like a big part of the new NBA that's weird for people is like the creation of new archetypes, like fashion psychopath, or like foreign wrench in the machine. And so like we're still struggling to digest these things. We have a Murray Hill guy that's a new archetype. Like, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I love the narratives around the NBA. Like I just love seeing people make sense of like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I think what a lot of these kids forget about Kobe is Kobe had like obviously a lot of the psychopath stuff, which manifests itself in ways that were like really harmful for him and for his teammate, both in his personal life and on the court. But what they also forget the like rapping career he had.
Yes.
They forget I spent my childhood in Italy.
Yes.
They forget I came out of high school, right? And thus I had to grow in a different way than other people had to grow.
Mm-hmm.
They forget about the details of what made Kobe and what made him a fascinating person.
Yes.
That's deeper than just Mamba mentality. Like I actually think Mamba mentality makes Kobe seem like less interesting than he actually was.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Right?
It's like Mamba mentality is a downstream of like him being a lonely kid who was moving place to place and like had no one to talk to, and the only way he could relate to people was playing basketball. You know what I mean? And then like him being this like 18-year-old kid in the league before you could like bring your PlayStation in the check on, and just being hotel to hotel, having no friends. Like he's like a tragic story.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, you need to grind harder. It's like,
no, you don't understand. Yeah. He is like, he got married. I think he married Mrs. Bryant and like when he was like 21.
It's crazy.
Like, yeah. It's like, he was like a lonely kid. You know what I mean? Like he like struggled to like legitimately like make like a human connection with people, which is why like Gasol's relationship with him is like some of the most important stuff in his career, because I think Gasol makes him seem a little bit more human because Gasol
Yeah.
is such like a kind of a gentle soul.
Yeah.
And so
He's got
his
that European sensibility.
right. His friendship with Gasol really helped him, I think, really make sense of like who he is.
Yeah, and like how are you going to exist in the world when you're not just like kill everyone? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
what's it going to look like for you for the, obviously his life ended tragically shortly, but you know what I mean? Like kind of prepared him for proper adulthood.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. It's nuts. I was pivoting a little bit. So I DM'd you when we wanted to do this and talked about a specific rapper that I'm having a lot of issues with.
Yeah, let's hear it because I really want to hear your take on this.
So the rapper we're talking about is Vince Staples. So I have enjoyed Vince Staples' music before.
Sure.
Like he's a good rapper. One of the things I regret about my Mac Miller piece, there's a lot of great stuff in that piece. I think at age 29, what I would put in that piece is like if you look at his career versus someone like Vince or even someone like Nipsey Hussle or even like someone like Big Sean, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like I don't think like any of those guys were like that much better. Right? Like I think it's probably like this type of same kind of like mediocre rapper, but like likable kind of career.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think Vince is like part of that. He's the LeBron of that tier.
Interesting. Okay.
But he has that same type of deal to me.
Yeah.
And what really disappoints me about his career, to be honest, is I think he's purposefully like done whack shit because he's afraid of being like successful in rap.
Yeah.
Like he like psyched himself out almost. And like so he does these interviews, right? Whether it's like Criterion Closet or he was just on Z-Way.
Yeah, like, the big Z-Way interview.
Smart guy, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's a smart guy, especially.
And I think he's a very funny guy too, for what it's worth. I think he's funny.
Yeah. And I think people like you'd be shocked at how many rappers just like aren't that funny.
Yeah.
And are just like, like we're not in the UGK era days anymore, right? Like in the same way, like it's same way as in NBA. It's like that in hip hop too, where like we're not. It's respectfully like these guys don't have that bigger personalities anymore.
Sure, yeah.
And so he's like a funny guy, and like a really like you can really have like an intellectual conversation with him, and he thinks like really differently about stuff. Like I remember like the drinking cancer thing was happening. He was like, "This shit sucks." Like,
yeah.
We should be focusing on like getting our contract situated. Like this.
Totally, yeah. He's like, this is like record labels drumming up. Yeah.
Like this is like literally gonna ruin our whole shit. And like he's a smart guy, but I don't think he understands. Like he does these interviews with Z-Way. People look at that and they're like, "Oh, this Vince Staples guy is really smart. I'll check out his music." And then they don't really like. They check out his music for the last time, like for the first. Like I don't think he's like, and so it just bothers me. And then he has this whole thing with like his white fan. He doesn't like white fans or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
He was on like I think it was Coachella where he was like, "Hey yo, scream like where my niggas at?" And everyone screams it back. He's like, "Y'all a bunch of idiots." And I was just like, well, like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's white people who like hip hop, Vince. Would you like? I just like. Do you think you no longer have white? Like, are you making music to not have white fans? Because I tell you, like, majority of white people are listening to your music.
Yeah, I mean, I like Vince Staples more than you do, I think. But there is a phenomenon I've experienced in my personal life of people with a nice job that they slack off at and they get paid all right. But if they ask for a promotion, someone might look at how hard they work and be like, whoa, wait a second. And so it's like, rather than take that step up, they kind of just chill where they are. Right. And their relationship to work is such that it's like, look, it pays the bills, but I can still do X, Y, and Z that makes me happy. And I don't necessarily think Vince is doing that, but I do think like there probably is an element to what you were saying of like, I've heard him on podcasts talk about his rates for a show. Right. And he has enough going on for him to make a beautiful life for himself, like financially speaking. Yeah. I do think that there's probably been opportunities for him to kind of make that punch to the next level that he has avoided, right? Yeah. And like not necessarily in a way where like someone like Earl is like making obvious stylistic decisions. Like Earl's going like different. deep into like, I'm gonna do the like Mike New York shit for a few years, or I'm gonna try out with like this really dense, naughty album that's like 16 minutes long, but like is gonna fucking bang your head in. It does feel sometimes where I'm like, this feels like my player music a little bit, where I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
What's because I love Big Fish. I love that first EP. I really like the
6 is good. I mean, like it's a very confrontational record, which is like when he first came out, his music was very confrontational, which is why I think this recent stretch over the past 5, 6, 7 years, to me, it's like a contrarian streak.
Yes.
Almost.
And there is something I experience when I listen to his new albums now where like if he's obviously, like I said, brilliant and very savvy, and I think he knows how the world works. And it is honestly something, this is maybe controversial, maybe not, but like I feel this with Tyler too, even though Tyler has made that leap and is like this like superstar. But like it feels like music that is just gonna slot into like Pollen or one of those playlists, right? Like
I mean, I hate Tyler's music.
I'm not a fucking fan. I'm really not a fan. But it's like plug and play music, It's like kind of vibey and aquatic, and like you could play it when you're trying on clothes at the store, And like it's not going to make you feel any one way or the other.
I called Tyler bisexual Griselda. Like the recent before like
I'm imagining the idea of him in the box hat doing like the pew 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 pew.
No, but like literally, but like Igor, and then after Igor is I always say call me by your name, but it's call me by your name. But that's the vibe of the low key, like that's the vibe of the record. It's like call me by your name hip hop. It's like and he's talented. He's objectively talented.
Yes.
Like objectively speaking, he's like
yes. And he can see which way the wind blows.
Oh, yeah, and also the one thing I'll give him is like you can be that alternative and not be good at being alternative.
Yeah.
He is alternative, but he's like very good at it. Like
totally.
You can tell is like working his ass off to be really good at making music, and that matters to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I just find it so hollow. I just find a lot of that music really, really hollow, unfortunately.
It does nothing for me. Like it really does nothing for me. And it's just like he's more interesting to me as a guy who's like created in our lifetimes two separate like meaningful aesthetic changes in how people dress and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he did the Odd Future shit, obviously, and then I feel like he is like a patron saint. Like he's on the Mount Rushmore of like the soft boy shit. I feel like all the like.
There was a great tweet that said this. He's like if Coleman Domingo was Big Daddy Kane. Unbelievable tweet.
That's really good. That's really good.
Unbelievable tweet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and you're right about this. You're right about the fashion. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, he's got the same. Like, he's like a scaled up version of like obviously they do different things, but like the Salem guys. You know what I mean? Where it's like people fuck with their music, but like they fuck with how they dressed. And it's like Tyler. Yeah, but it just so happens that I do resent a lot of the fashion that he's brought in. I can't divorce it from the music. Yeah, because the music feels like this. I like some of the
Supreme stuff when he first came out. Like
the Supreme stuff was cool. The Supreme stuff was cool.
Yeah, that stuff was cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. That stuff was pretty cool. But one of the best things I think Earl did was kind of distance himself away from that and was like, you know what? 100%. I'm gonna become this like really rap thespian kind of artist.
Yes.
And like with Earl, you said with the stylistic choices, like there's certain stylistic choices he's made to be that quote unquote niche. Whereas to me, what Vince is doing is like he's kind of just like shying away from the grind.
Yeah, it's like OG not wanting to score.
right. It's like or it's like Lillard pretending like he wanted to stay in Portland all these years.
Sure.
It's are you doing that because you want to be great? Or are you doing that because you're sacking yourself out? Because you're like afraid that you'll become this whatever type of artist or whatever.
Yeah, like open yourself up to a new level of scrutiny.
Yeah, if you push to this level, are you afraid that you're going to become like a different type of artist?
Yeah, or do you not want to be a pop star?
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick, for example, 2024 Kendrick is interesting, if only because he made a choice to become a pop star.
100%. Yeah.
Like a full-blown pop star.
Yeah.
He made that choice.
Yeah. But he did it, I feel like, interestingly enough, like he did it through, in my opinion, pretty traditionally hip hop avenues. You know what I mean? Like I've never seen someone cement their leap to being the guy through fucking diss tracks. You know what I mean? Like that is, it's a crazy decision, right? Like he didn't become that guy through like a big pop. Like his poppiest song is still that fucking what? Humble. All right, you know, humble maybe, but like he still doesn't have one like. He doesn't have a pop song that would sniff Drake's top 50, right? Yeah. And yet he leveraged these kind of like we're taking back the tradition style shit to do the fucking Super Bowl. It's crazy. Yeah. It's an insane. I'm honestly not the biggest Kendrick fan either, but like if for no other reason than like as a media study thing, it's fascinating.
I mean he's got his songs, and
he's extremely talented for sure.
Yeah, and I also think like in fairness to him, like I always love when he does stuff with street rappers. So he's got that song with Fredo Santana that's always great. Cartoons and Cereals like really is another really
good one. An incredible song,
right? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of songs he has that are like really great, and you can see like a direction his career goes if Swimming Pools doesn't pop.
100%. Oh, I forgot about Swimming Pools. Yeah. But like even the this isn't street, but like even the fucking Evil Gianni song he did last year with
the Hillbillies. You
know what I mean? It's like that is, but that's like Earl shit. You know what I mean? It's like let me find someone who's doing something interesting and just like kind of do their shit on the song with them, and it doesn't feel stale, it doesn't feel gross. It's just like, oh, this is someone having fun. Like I love that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah, and after a while, what's interesting is after a while, Drake, it felt like he stopped having fun and was just doing it on some like, this is my programming, like my
exactly. It's like the guy who's like trying to stay young forever. Like he would like turn these rappers into his like blood boys, you know, like he like hooked up an IV to Fetty Wap and was like, this is my song now, you know what I mean? Like he stole McConan's youth, you know, like
and it's in a way like in a way like that's why he was so dominant, but like, you know, I mean, that's also why he took this L, is because, and I find Not Like Us to be like the most annoying song. There's a lot of lines of that song that are like awful, and like the fact that Kendrick got away with that, it says a lot about.
It's insane. Yeah,
it says a lot about the fact that people are just really dumb with Drake.
Yeah.
There's some whack ass lines on that record.
Yeah.
The OVO other vaginal option line.
Oh my God, yeah. It does kind of feel like, you know, when there's like a big political upset, it's like people just want to change. You know, like it's on some just like people wanted change. Like they didn't look too closely at every policy platform.
Yeah, exactly. I guess you can't say that about Trump anymore, but like 2016 Trump kind of felt like that, right? Where it's just like maybe people just like
maybe they just want change, bro.
Maybe they just wanted change and wanted to just because like he wasn't running a good campaign, but now he's won twice, so I guess you can say like there's an actual big phenomenon. Like he's really reshaped a whole entire party in his image.
100%. Yeah,
it's fucking crazy, you know. But like,
insane.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. There's like what's the like not to talk politics. I'm always like very like I feel like Wong Goggins and Hateful Eight always talking politics, but like it's like. It's I mean, I guess look, I mean, a few days ago he just dropped the whole thing on Venezuela. Like it is crazy how he's reshaped culture.
It's insane.
He's made hip hop more right wing.
Yes.
You know, like that stuff is nuts. And it's like Trump doesn't know ball. Like he doesn't know rap, but he knows he knows why hip hop's important.
Yeah. Well, he understands media. Like he understands anything that's about getting eyes on a screen, and he understands winning, you know, like in a meaningful sense. Like he knows how power works in the media age. And it's like, now we all live in this media age. Like, you know, we all are branding ourselves. We're all our own little startup corporations trying to like vie for clout and elbow each other out. And like, he's at the top of the pile, and like, we learn his rules, you know, in like a very meaningful sense. And so like he shifted culture a lot, and he also, I think, just predicted culture a lot in like a gross way, you know?
Yeah. He just innately gets it. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
He's a TV star, man. I mean, like, do you know how TV works? I think you know how a lot of things work. It's which is not true anymore because TV doesn't really have any cultural impact anymore. But like, he was a TV star when TV drove things. He knows what pops. You know, like
his whole thing with Zoran, like
Oh, he loves the guy.
He loves him. He loves
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Because he understands, like, oh, why this guy won. He understands
Yeah.
why this guy was successful.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, he sees a smile, how well spoken he is. Like, he gets it.
Yeah.
You know,
He's like got like the most cynical, evil version of it, but like he does kind of like his main currency is like aura. You know, like like
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. So there is a movie that came out in 2025 that I actually think really understands a lot of what is going on with white supremacy in this country, and that is One Battle After Another. So, like, what was your out of 5? What was your rating? I don't know if you have Letterboxd, but out of 5, what was your rating? What did you think of the movie? Like, and all the debates about it as well. There's been a lot of debates about it. There's been a lot of really stupid articles.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not a really good article, but there's also been a lot of really good conversations.
Good thought too, yeah. And I feel bad cutting this short. I have to run in a second, but I do want to talk about this. Yeah. So I'll be quick, but I loved it. I think I was primed to love it, and I did in fact love it. Like, I don't know, man. I think I give it damn near a 4.5. You know, like, I think what is magical about that movie to me is it is aside from the first 30 minutes, a completely unchallenging blockbuster. You know, it is a straightforward, it's a buddy comedy, it's a dad movie, it's an action movie, it's a comedy. And to make something that legible and that big through the studio system that also is, I think the debates about it are misled. Like, I do think it's as a piece of art is inherently radical, which is different than saying it has radical politics.
Yes,
but I think the fact right now that one of the biggest movies of the year depicted a version of ICE raids, depicted cross-racial solidarity, underground networks, also portrayed revolutionaries as human with flawed motivations and who sometimes are in it just to have sex, who are moved by things like financial insecurity and parenting and all these things. I think it's insane that it got made. I think it's completely insane that it got made. And I think, you know, a lot of hay has been made about specific representations in the movie. And I don't feel particularly privileged to talk about that, right? I don't feel like necessarily in the position where I'm comfortable throwing my hat in on, for instance, like how Black leads were treated, how Tiana Taylor's character was developed or not developed. I also think that critique kind of misses the mark a little bit. I think it is an outdated critique for the culture we live in. And I don't necessarily want to, the way I evaluate art personally is not a checklist of, it's not a rubric of like, how many lines did everyone get? What was X, Y, and Z person's arc? I think my takeaway from that movie, given all my priors, which are obvious, I'm a straight white dude, is I was blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was I thought it was an excellent film too, and I'll make it short too because I don't want to go too long either. But it, to me, one of the things that's interesting is Lockjaw as a character literally says, like, find me a reason to deploy in that town.
And
like,
I'm there. Yeah.
Like the fact that they got that, like, as you say, the fact that they got the movie made is crazy. Like,
yes.
It's literally shown. It's literally has a main character in the film showing him to be a liar, like an actual, like, say, how do we find a way to like find me a reason to deploy this town? Okay, drugs and tacos, cool. Like that is like that mindset is like the fact that the ruling class could do this, or like the fact that the state class the military class could do that. Like, and the fact that they would show that in a movie, that is nuts. And it's a big blockbuster movie. That is a radical thing. Like, I'm not saying PTA has like, he clearly views Sensei's version of the revolution as more practical than the French 75. Totally. I'm not saying that, clearly, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Clearly.
You definitely have like good radicals, bad radicals in this movie.
Right.
And like PTA is like a Zionist, like he's like a fucking rich director. Like,
he's of course. Look, it also helps that Del Toro's like incredible, and I think Del Toro's performance in it is like unbelievable.
He's so good.
Penn, I would get it if Penn won the Oscar, although he's won it twice, so they usually don't give people.
Yeah, it's got to be Del Toro.
But I think Del Toro's amazing.
He's the emotional heart of the movie. I think he ties it all together, and I mean, there are beats of the movie I don't agree with. There's plot decisions I don't agree with. I think I wrote about this, and I don't want to go long on this, but like there's a major diversion or difference from the book, where the book sets up and obviously it's only loosely based on the book, but the book sets up the daughter for a meaningful choice of parentage, and she chooses authority, but authority leaves her. PTA clearly made a decision to not give her that choice. We're in different times, I don't judge that, but I think there's worlds in which it could have been a more interesting, more complete movie. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I think it's a truly outstanding blockbuster. Like, I think it's just, I feel extremely lucky to be alive and have seen that in theaters. And I feel like it's one of those movies my kids are going to be like, you were alive for one battle after another. Like, I really do. I just believe
the way my parents talk about Pulp Fiction, or the way my dad talked about Apocalypse Now, right?
Exactly.
Like that's kind of how I feel about it, where it's like I'm going to be telling my kids, oh wait, no, I saw that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was there opening night.
Yeah, and then I was fighting with people on Twitter about. No,
it felt like a big cultural moment. And so I do think it's a spectacular film. Like, I get the whole criticism. Please have criticisms of
100%. Yeah,
please talk about
it's healthy. Yeah,
it's healthy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he did everything correct, but I was very moved by it. I was like, the Sensei part, like the first 20 minutes of Sensei are
oh
just
my God,
spellbinding work.
Literally spellbinding. Like, the first time I saw him, like, I got teary. I'm like, why am I crying? It's Benicio del Toro. What am I crying about? But I don't know. He's just magical in it.
It's great. All right. Thank you, man. This was
of course. This is a blast. Sorry, I got to cut it short.
No, it's all good.
This was a blast, man. Hopefully we do it again soon.
We'll definitely do it again soon. We'll have you back on like playoff time.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, play in time for me.
Play in time. Yeah.
All right. Peace, man. Right. Take care.